Oh.
Hey everyone, it's Twin Soul Poets. We are your go-to couple for love and relationship advice.
Dope spoken word poetry.
And uplifting content. Yep. Today we're doing something we haven't done in a while. We're doing a reaction video.
We got a reaction video.
What are we reacting to?
Something about sex. Sexy. Oh, wow, wow. Wow, wow. Press through. Hit the press through. Hey. This video comes from a channel called Twin Flame and Spirit, and the title of the video is What Happens When Twin Flames Make Love for the First Time. Feels like the first time.
Feels like the very first time. The link to this video is in the description if you want to check it out. Here's the video. This is our genuine reaction. We have not even listened to this before.
Let's get into it. Should be spicy.
What happens when twin flames make love for the first time? Here we will talk about the case of two twins who are not engaged with another partner. These two twin flames meet and feel this strong attraction. Often they don't know at all that they are twin flames. That's why I'm going to ask the question this way. If one day I meet someone and I feel a desire, like a magnet, that attracts me to them, I feel that I forget who I am, my age, or any other type of difference. The contact of our eyes makes me forget all that is physical. Should I make love with them? Or do I have to work on controlling my emotions?
Okay, wait. All right,
so
I got
some things to say. I got some things to react already.
38 seconds in, we got some reactions.
Number one, I feel like whoever is, you know, seeing this person for the first time might be making some jumps and some assumptions, maybe, to just go right to, oh, wow, I'm feeling some things. Should I make love with them?
Discretion, discretion is advised. In any relationship, right? There's always going to be some kind of, you know, transition there. Well, I do agree with when we met, and we hear this from a lot of twin flame couples, there is something with the eyes. There is that like deep connection, and he said something about like physical falling away. I agree with that. I definitely did feel like that sense of time stopped, physical didn't matter. It was just this very deep and palpable connection between us. So that's something right off the bat that I definitely agree with, and I feel like we experienced as soon as we met.
Yeah, and if you don't know the way we met story, check out our video, The Way We Met Story. It was how we celebrated reaching 1,000 subscribers.
Time for your two souls. If you are not in another relationship, you can call your first sexual encounter with your twin a cure. Most of the time, one twin is more spiritual than the other.
I want to pause there. That's interesting. A cure.
Cure for what?
Well, that's the thing. I'm hesitant to call any relationship a cure because ultimately your cure comes from within. And when you do that, especially as a twin flame, and you are working on curing and healing within, you're automatically doing that for and with your twin flame anyway. So because I think we've seen in our coaching a lot of times where people get in trouble when they get almost obsessive or addictive to the sex or the connection, and it all becomes about the outside and everything they're doing. And you get distracted from the fact that when you come together with the twin flame, you're really there to serve.
I definitely think that in general, that is a very common pitfall of coming to a relationship with the idea of like, I need you to cure me. I need you to like save me. That's a trap. It's not anyone else's responsibility, even a twin flame's responsibility to like fix you or make you complete. One, they can't do it for you. That's your own work that you have to do yourself. And two, you would want to be coming to a relationship that's that deep and that much love as a full person within yourself. You want to be offering healing and support and stuff to the other person, not being like, please fix me, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a certain amount of growing that happens sexually too in any relationship, but maybe especially so in twin flame relationship. But that's something like you don't have to come perfect, but I think you have to come whole. You come whole, and then when you come together, you grow even more, and you can inspire the healing within the other, but you can't be responsible for the healing of the other, right? Well, but let's see what else they say.
This twin understands that there are two souls that are reuniting. The other will be a little surprised and will surely admit this intimacy, this love, and this happiness are the most perfect feeling that they have ever felt with.
One other thing that I'll say that's an interesting twin flame topic is that some people would say it's not two souls, it's just two parts of the same soul, which I think, because most people, when they say two souls, they're talking about soulmates. If you're using this terminology, and again, if you know us, we're not super attached to this terminology. It's things we just use to describe the connection that we have, and it's very personal. But I do think it's interesting that if you're going to be talking about twin flames, then maybe it's not even the idea of two separate souls. It's like a mirror of one soul kind of expressing and getting to know itself, kind of like a macrocosm of like God getting to know itself through all of us. That same kind of concept.
Yeah, and I think it can be a trap too to like assume that one or the other person is like more spiritually evolved or more spiritually aware than the other person. It's like sometimes people just have different beliefs. And just because somebody has never heard of a twin flame or has not like read into that, or maybe, you know, even doesn't even know what it is, it doesn't mean that like necessarily that you have something to teach them, or that you're further along on the path than them and you're the chaser and they're the runner. It's like, I think there's an assumption that like this whole chaser runner thing has to happen, and that the runner is like in the fault somehow, or that they have more work to do spiritually than you do as the chaser. And, you know, if they could just wake up and see what you see, there's a certain level of respect that we should have for like potential partners. Maybe curiosity about what do they believe.
Another human being. Making love with your twin is an endless moment where nothing else existed. As if the light comes out of your two bodies and surrounds both of you. No other person has ever been like this with you before. It's the first time for you. It was just from another world. Finally, this question will pop into your head. What was that? What just happened? It is felt as a soul leaving the body.
That?
Now, keep in mind. And again, if that person doesn't know anything about twin flames, you shouldn't say anything because they may be a little freaked out. Your true twin flame...
That's fair.
And we actually just gave this advice to someone who commented on another one of our videos of like they had seen somebody in the gym and they were like, I think I need to tell them that they're my twin flame. Maybe don't tell them that they're your twin flame, because, you know, that can freak people out if they've never heard of it. First, get to know someone. Get to be friends with them. Get to be in a relationship. And then maybe broach that subject.
And even if they don't go for the concept, but the experience is still there, who cares? You know what I mean? Right. It's like, it's really about the love that you're sharing. And that's another thing that we go back to in our coaching. It's like, what's your experience in the relationship? Because some people feel like they're in a twin flame dynamic and they're miserable, or they never see the person, or they feel hurt all the time. And I'm like, that doesn't feel like that kind of relationship to me. Another thing that's interesting to me about what they're saying about the first time and the first twin flame sexual experience is that, yes, that first time and those first sexual experiences can be so powerful and amazing, but I actually feel like that as time has gone on for us, and we've been together like, 10, 11 years, married for 6 years, it's actually gotten more and more powerful as time has gone along. Every time I think it can't get any more expansive or powerful or something that I can learn from, we learned something else. We did that whole video with Jade Lotus that we put up about, you know, that kind of really aware, conscious sexual experience. And like, as we started to get into those things as well, like, I would say that, yes, those first experiences can be really powerful, but the real mark is how you can grow sexually together in a twin flame dynamic. And I think that that is really the part that stays with me, more so than the first times. Now, yes, I think we talked about this in our twin flame sex video, which we'll link below as well. The first times, I mean, not just the very first, but I remember a time where it felt like electricity was coming through my fingers. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, just really, you remember that? Really, like, yes, intense experiences that I didn't know were possible. But there's this other layer when you can really make it through together, and you really come together and make the commitment and make the union, that I think goes to another level.
Yes, there is definitely like a constant sense of deepening, but I will say to this video's point that from early on definitely was a spiritual feeling about it.
Yes.
For
the
sure.
Sex always felt like it had a spiritual element to it. I could never imagine it just being, you know, just for the physical. Like, it wouldn't have even happened with our dynamic.
Like, it makes me think of a poem by a spoken word poet that was like, if God is love and we can make love, did we just make God in the room? And like, it kind of felt that way. It's something about that connection. It's like there's a divine presence
in the room,
in the mix.
Yeah. One of the first poems I ever wrote to him, had the line, "We played peekaboo with God last night." Gazing into each other's eyes, it was no surprise when God showed up and saw us seeing him and felt us feeling her and saw it feeling that. It was just very like, it's just like all these layers and dimensions.
Yeah.
And it was such a perfect example of like, even that was super pretty early on in our relationship that I had this deep sense of spiritual connection happening.
Yeah. And I think we definitely both felt it.
Notice the changes that will arise on their own. It is your sex together that will activate the ability to have 5D telepathy. This can never happen to them with any other person in this world, only you, and that is after your first sexual encounter. Being with your twin in this way is going to completely rewire you on levels that you may not immediately understand. But simply,
I want to say something.
Did you just ask permission? Can I say something?
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
May I speak?
Yes, you can say something.
We definitely have a telepathic connection, no
Yeah.
doubt. We finish each other's sentences all the time. We know what each
Meditated
other's...
across the world, had dreams together.
We know what each other is thinking at this point. There's a lot of things that we just don't even need to say to know. But I wouldn't say that it's not possible to have a telepathic connection with anybody else. Because I've had that. Like, my grandmother and I had a very telepathic connection. We do little, like, card games sometimes where I would, like, pick a card and, like, tell her with my mind what it was, and she would, like, guess it, you know. My mom and I have very telepathic connection. Like,
yeah, and I think
it's
that...
like,
with the evolution of like what's happening in our world right now, where so many people are feeling like this transition and all this intense energy, like I feel like that's going to become more and more common for everyone, for us all to realize how connected we really are. And I don't think that's going to be limited to twin flame relationships. However, I do feel like part of the reason twin flames are coming together so much right now is to teach that to others, to exemplify that to others, to energize the world with that 5D momentum, so that everybody can join in this energy and this love. I don't think it's something that's like just for us, you know. I think it's actually the point, or part of the point, is that it's meant to be shared and with the world, right?
And to show what's possible. Like, hey, look, everybody can do this. We can all do this. Isn't this amazing? Key is like, don't put the word and the label twin flame on a pedestal. These are all things that are within each and every one of us. And this kind of connection just helps to shine a light on some of that stuff and really empower us.
Yeah, and it's interesting because a lot of times any like spiritual concepts or spiritual people that we put on pedestals have always said, hey, I'm just showing you guys what you can do. You know, hey, this is just so that you all know how powerful you already are. Yeah. And I think it's the same with the kind of love that twin flames say they have. It's like, this is not to be like, I have this love and you don't. It's like, hey, look at how we can channel this kind of love. Like, come join us, come do this, come experience this. It's about sharing, it's about giving, it's about how you can serve the world, not just the relationship and not just yourself, but how you can hopefully inspire others to believe in themselves and believe in love for themselves, and hopefully uplift us out of a lot of these lower vibrational things that we've been going through as a whole in this world. Collectively.
The awareness of this inner energy, your soul, will confirm to you that there is no one on this earth for you other than your twin flame. This person is your divine other half. And there you have it, the twin flame journey begins, between Chaser and Runner, separations and self-work, self-love, self-discovery. A great spiritual awakening. Making love with a real twin flame will fundamentally change your life.
Okay, so we've got a big thing on this. We teach this all the time in our private coaching especially. We have a whole video about it. That just because someone is your twin flame doesn't mean they're the only person for you. Doesn't mean you have to be with them in this lifetime. Doesn't mean you have to be with them at all costs. That can lead to some really unhealthy dynamics. Twin flame awakens the possibility of your own greatness, of what wants to be birthed inside of you. The relationship is another benefit that if you both decide that you want to move forward, that you can do, and it's a beautiful thing. But we believe that it's really about holding on to your vision of love. And if your twin flame wants to join you in that, then that's wonderful. And if they don't, that's okay too. And that doesn't mean that there's no one else for you. We very much believe that you can have happiness, you can have joy, you can have love with someone else.
I really think that at the core, more so than even seeing it as like a lifelong relationship, understanding that the primary function of a twin flame is to ignite and awaken you to your own true potential and your own higher self, right? and that will, like, it really will fundamentally change your life for sure. I definitely believe that. But there's many reasons why two people might go separate ways. But
and that doesn't make it any less significant either, right?
It doesn't take away from it. It doesn't mean anything wrong happened. It doesn't mean any one person, they're being a runner, so they're bad and they're wrong and they just need to fix themselves. And no, maybe they just have a different direction to go in life, and that's okay. The important thing is to find gratitude for the main function of the twin flame, which is, wow, I feel so ignited. My spirit and heart is so awakened and inspired now to pursue life in this new way. Everything, my whole perspective on life is different. Yeah. That is such a gift in and of itself, and that is the main purpose that a twin flame comes into your life. If you end up being in a long-term relationship and you can find sustained happiness together and make that work, great, but understand that is not always an easy path.
Any relationship that you're in is going to take work and investment and the willingness to grow and the willingness to humble yourself and the willingness to look within to maybe change sometimes, to change something that's not serving you internally anymore so you can show up for yourself and show up for your partner as a better person. And also, I think a big thing to take away from any time that you have met or interacted with the twin flame, even if you don't come together, is the gratitude for what they inspire within you. Being so grateful to say, oh wow, I'm so grateful that this person could come into my life and help me remember who I truly am and remind me of all the love that I have within me, to remind me of what's possible in my life. That's the thing that you want to focus on, not the person, not if they are not here, then they're doing something wrong, or I have to be with them. It's about what they've inspired in you. And honestly, oftentimes when you focus on that, you're more likely to come back with your twin anyway. When you're really focused on what they've inspired in you and being grateful for that and focusing on your own growth and focusing on exemplifying the very things that you're hoping to get from them, that's way more magnetizing than you sitting there and being like, when are you going to come back? Why I can't stop thinking about you. Where are you gonna, like, that's off-putting. You want to focus on being grateful for all of the amazing gifts that a twin flame connection can bring, even if it's brief.
It always comes back to the inner work. Always.
You will work hard on yourself and your own personal development. You will try to show this beauty to the whole world. You want to live your divine mission and inspire the world. Because even if, and in case you are apart, no doubt that kind of love exists.
They're bringing it home.
It is a divine union.
Yeah. I love that the end of this video pointed out what we just took the time to really delve into there, because I think it's the most important thing to remember. So if you are on a twin flame journey, if you feel like you've been trying to figure this thing out and you've been racking your brain trying to understand this whole thing, or just relationships in general, what?
If you just had sex and you were like, what just happened?
I mean, go on our website, twinsoulpoets.com, and book a love coaching session with us. Whether it's twin flames, relationships in general, soulmates, like we do it all. It's not just about only twin flames for us. We're talking about love. We're talking about deep, soulful love. We're talking about finding your way back to more internal love, more self-love, so that you can show up as the best partner that you can be. And we have testimonial after testimonial after testimonial of people who have totally shifted their lives after working privately with us. So if that is interesting to you, go on our website, book a love coaching session with us. This was a really interesting video.
Yes.
I'm glad you picked it out. I think it's some good conversations. Continue the conversations in the comments. Let us know what you think, because we'd love to hear your point of view and your perspective. Please be respectful. We welcome all comments and all perspectives, but just do it with respect and do it with love.
Yes. We would love to be a part of your journey of learning how to embody the state of being of love, so that you can become a magnet and find and attract those into your circle who want to be in love with you. That's really what our channel is about and what our goal is with what we do. And yeah, we believe that's part of our twin flame mission, is just to help others who are on this journey. Because look, love is confusing. It is. I could tell you so many times where I've been like, what just happened? What's going on? I don't know what's going on. I think we often feel that way, but it's great to have a partner that you can figure it out with together. We hope this was helpful to some of you guys. Definitely check out some of our other content that we mentioned, and we will see you guys on the next video. Peace and love. Did you just have sex with your twin flame and have no idea what the hell just happened? Go to twinsoulpoets.com and book a love coaching session so that you can find some expert advice on what to do when you are spiritually turned out.